my favorite part is the title of the stream. Love that title. The title has to be true. You can't lie in the title of a stream. That's just not how that works, ever, at all. So, you know, I'm glad we established that right off the rip. Ahem. We should get YouTube started up. This is gonna be, hey Ark, this is gonna be hell on my throat. According to save files, I last played this, any Phoenix Wright in 2022. So, went an entire year before we hit this one. Partly because of Ghost Trick, I think that was last year. But yeah, Phoenix Wright 3, baby. Finally time. YouTube, hello. Phoenix Wright, the third one. Took me long enough. Let's play this game. Oh yeah, we're playing as Mia for the first one. Hell yeah. Look at her. For International Women's Month, we're playing as famous woman, Mia Fey. That's just canon. That's fact at that point. I do have, for the record, like I said, I am still... how did I get into this mess? I don't know who's speaking at this point. Why? Why did I do that? It's young Phoenix. Hell yeah. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I don't know which one of them is speaking. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. You want to use her name? Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Professional voice acting. It is daylight savings today. We sprung forward, so normally this would be about noon for me. What the fuck are you wearing? It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. What do you think the P stands for on his sweater there? 5 years earlier, Mia Fey's second trial. April 11th. Wow, that's actually like a month away. 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. So I do have, if you'll recall in this series, State still has it. Yeah, I agree. It should be gotten rid of. At the very least, we should fall back when we sleep so we get an extra hour of sleep. If you're going to spring forward, have it be like on a Wednesday at 1 in the afternoon when no one gives a shit. Everyone gets to go home from work a little bit early. It's great. The only... I am trying to get all the achievements. This is the Xbox version. Hello. The big one I need to look out for is the ladder versus stepladder achievement. This game has a lot of little miscellaneous ones. There is one, I think in this trial, that I need... Yeah, it's episode 1. I need to press a certain claim. But otherwise, the first ladder I need to be concerned with is in episode 2. So... we'll see it when we see it. Oh god, my Mia voice. Ahem. Yeah, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Ah, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Calm yourself, please. 5 trials to beat. Is there 5 in this one? Yeah, there are. Yeah. I thought the first 3 only had 4 cases each. Although, Rise from the Ashes was added for the DS, making it 5, but yeah. First case should be short. Yeah, that's true. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at it! I'm relaxed! Let go of my lapels. She's shaking him. I missed this game. You obviously haven't got the temperaments to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just I'm so nervous today. 5th case is long as hell. I mean, that's what the first game was, eh? The Rise from the Ashes basically doubled the length of the game, if I'm not mistaken about that. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my 2nd time in cart. It's
still, you surprised me. What was your earnest request last night?
What was the first time, I wonder?
Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite ferociously, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case I made. Turnabout Recipe is gonna be long. Isn't Turnabout Recipe, Edgeworth 2? I might be mistaken about that, but isn't that the one where he plays his dad?
What? Have you already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you say. I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
He looks like a complete weenie. God. Good morning. Oh, God. Oh, the Phoenix Wright voice. Jesus Christ. That's a different case that involves pastry. Well. Penguin, what's up? Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Achoo! I call it chew. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. See? Even he gets it. Wear face masks, you idiot. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. Cough! She grabs people by the shirt a lot. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He should be the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. She's saying all that out loud. My name is Mia Fay. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Wow, it's been a year and you haven't been in court? What the hell happened? You fuck up that badly? A mass Sam Riegel impression? I'm not trying to do a Sam Riegel impression. Yeah, I do forget at times, but Firebird did used to be quite a weenie when he was young. He's still kind of a weenie. I guess in the modern day games he's not, but in this one he's still kind of a weenie. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Oh, okay. I guess that's what happened. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm gonna win. For my client, and for myself. Do you think the P on his chest stands for pussy? Because he's just, clearly with this drip, dude is slinging dick. Look at that. You couldn't resist. Firebird? Yeah, Phoenix. Also, as I recall, this game later does explore what happened during the first case. Oh, sure, why not? Oh god, is that a Winston Payne or a Gaspin Payne or whatever they are?
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fay, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you say. Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes, well. Yes, well.
You're just a rookie. Are you really sure you can handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Ah, of course, Your Honor, I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense attorney. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon.
What the fuck is this voice I'm doing? What is that voice? I hate it. He's meant to be shrill, not whatever the hell I was doing. What was all that about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Oh, Nathan Runband.
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question.
The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. Fuck off. Ivy University. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, Ivy University is a stupid name. Secondly, for a bit, I've been playing Resident Evil 6 with Nathan. That's the school you start at in Resident Evil 6. Does Capcom just use that school whenever they need to? What the fuck? The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. Yes, he had a terribly unfortunate last name. Really? Yeah, you start at Ivy University. There's flags all over the place for it. Apparently they do. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Is that what it is? Pharmacology? Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Shame about that last name, though. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. My god. Someone bent an umbrella. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They called the police. We killed the president in that game, not in this one. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Bailiff, destroy his balls. Very well. The court accepts his photo into the record as evidence. The crime took place behind an IVU building. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Surely that's the job of an autopsy report, not a photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth about this victim is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? Shouldn't you know that? Or do I have anything in the... first time I wore it was last year. Autopsy report. Oh, it's an electric shock. Huh. And the crime took place behind Ivy University. Yep. This is not a case about nuking Turkey. Hey, Maya is too young to be accused of crime at the moment. What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to a mayor. Show what you're made of.
What was it? Because, go on. Please say you know at least this much.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning.
Ew. Shut up, you.
Now, see here. Details of this case are found under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing the right bumper. Yeah, I already looked.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data there. Think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the right bumper here. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Asphyxiation, electrocution, or hypothermia? It was I do kind of want to answer this wrong. What do you mean, old? Token pot breaker? No! Look at the title! Look at the title, you son of a bitch! Why is she alive? Oh, yeah, because it's the past. This is 5 years ago, I think they said. Obviously, he died of hypothermia. Hypothermia, I believe. Mr. Grassbag. Does it suddenly feel very cold in here to you?
That's because your absurd reply has brought a chill to the courtroom.
I'm so sorry.
Look at the court record more carefully, would you? How could you expect to win a case this way?
Hang in there, Mia. Okay, the court record. Yes, yeah, alright. That's an achievement? No, I just want to do that because I thought it would be funny. There's an achievement in the first game of the first case where you, when, like, he asks who the victim is, you present your, defense attorney's badge or something to that effect. Oh no. I think my controller's coming apart a little bit. I have to get a new one. Oh, man. Oh well, what are you gonna do? According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen?
Just look at the photo. There's an exposed-ass wire. Like, it's right there. What? How? It's still sparking. What do you mean, how did this happen? Look at the damn photo. That's all you're here for? Wow. Calling us old and checking in and calling me a pot breaker, which is a dirty lie.
Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that? Why, motive, of course. How goes the lawyering? Yo, Nathan, did you know that this motherfucker attended Ivy University? Yo! Fucking Phoenix Wright and Resident Evil 6, same universe. Where's Yagami? Japan, I imagine. This game school from RE6. I know! Capcom!
Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood? I love that song.
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's...
I don't understand what your drift is here, and I don't think he's a smooth operator.
Now we got bad blood.
Rigged. Damn right it is, Ark.
He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Why do I need to prove it to you? Surely my word is good enough on this one. Evidence?
Ah, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record.
Not sure Ghostbroker understands his own drift either.
Find the evidence you need, and then solve it in old Greybeard's face.
Little rude. Yes, sir, into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, I can hear you. What the fuck, man?
Try to set a better example for the young lady.
That would be under profiles, right? Yeah. 61, 20, he's 21, currently has a cold. 22, victim, 4th year pharmacology student. I don't know who the fuck, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, dated the victim Doug Swallow until 8 months ago. You're 49? God, your hairline is atrocious, my guy. That's coming from me. A veteran lawyer with little too much confidence.
You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the right bumper, so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Take... She sounds quite young. How old is Mia during this? She does not have a profile. Oh well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Rubber. And it only gets worse. She's 24. Okay, she's 24. God, she's younger. God, she's younger than me.
Ah, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, already got the judge thinking like he wants.
The judge is the most easily swayed man in the world, alright? It's not difficult to do that.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objections.
Very well. 24? Apparently she's 24.
The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Nathan, what do you think the P on his sweater stands for? Pussy is my guess.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, God. Oh, it's hard to slip back into that voice after doing Winston Payne. Ahem.
Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, achoo, achoo, achoo! I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swat. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was achoo, achoo, cough, cough, achoo, cough.
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relationship with the victim. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I look forward to never seeing you again after today, you insufferable little man.
Right away, Your Honor.
Oh, he loves pink because the sweater is pink, right? And, you know, pink for pussy. I'm glad you and I agree.
I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to the stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer.
Fair. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be, this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Why would I do that? He's supporting my claim that he's innocent.
Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Right, but he's my client. Shouldn't he, like, Winston Payne cross-examine this guy? Because I'm good with this story. He didn't know that guy. Wouldn't have killed him. Between his beard and his brain cell, it's not hard to sway. Yeah, it's true.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, the statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he's your client in court, all lies must be struck down.
Right, but why is it my job to do that? Surely the prosecutor's job should be to strike it down. I'm not going to be like, actually, my client is lying. Here's some evidence to show he's guilty. Shit! That's not how that works.
As a lawyer, that's your duty, you see.
No, it's not. My job is to find my client not guilty, and his job is to find him guilty. That's how it works.
What does he mean by that? Is saying the testimony just now that there was a lie, a contradiction?
I know, it's Phoenix Wright world.
Now then,
Which apparently is Resident Evil world.
Your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would ya?
The victim and I admit I was there.
When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Achoo! Achoo, achoo, achoo! Anyway, Mr. Wright. What were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence?
I'm not a killer, all I did was find his body.
You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? Achoo, cough, achoo! Cough, achoo, cough! Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body, in shock.
I mean, why are there no wires in this photo? If he was electrocuted. But I guess it's not a photo, that's just a flashback, isn't it?
What? Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo, 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 achoo. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I
hardly knew the guy to begin with.
So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Now see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name.
News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before?
I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet. I remember my first murder over a girlfriend. Good times. It was legal back then, you know.
But that's all I knew about him.
I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, I mean, I heard his accent, and I knew he was British. I like that this is where he learned how to point. Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright. Ah! No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Greatest gaming lawyer besides anyone from the Ace Attorney series. I mean, Daredevil's a lawyer. He's probably in Marvel vs. Capcom. She-Hulk, also a lawyer. Yagami from Judgment. Those leap to mind right away. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law from the Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law video game.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well...
He's always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured you must love British stuff, see? It's true! Cross my heart! I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who is this person?
Come on, Judge! Come on! How do you not oh my god.
I was walking around with a Union Jack.
I see. Defense attorney, who is Union Jack?
Can I suggest a Harvey Birdman game? Sure.
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. You mean like the Stars and Stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Same.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg, is there?
Let me see his photo. I mean, yeah, you can't really see a Union Jack on here, can you? It was burned off by the wire.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Remind you to think of manage on your own from this point.
I can handle it. You can't represent, hell yeah.
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom, just like this. I can do it. I can handle myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you're always present with more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia, one more time, from the very beginning of his testimony.
I was there, not the killer. I only knew the guy, British wannabe. I was walking around with a Union Jack. wrong one. Is a tutorial case, so yeah. Yeah. But, you know, it's par for the course. Tutorializing.
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. Okay, well then how did you see that? I was under the impression you accidentally came across the body. But if that's really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would ya? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket! Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me! Please forgive me! Wah!
Oh, the fucking... What a weenie.
Mia! You made our clients cry.
Let him! That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. It stands for pussy! I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me.
Yeah! Why didn't you do that?
It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
You guys remember the website Stumble Upon? Rest in peace. Great website. Is Mia best Ace Attorney girl? I mean, hard to not like Trucy. She's adorable. I also do like, Francesca.
Ugh. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright.
And I mean, who could forget Old Bag? The fucking fan service character. I mean, really. It ain't hard to make Phoenix cry. No, it's not. So the release date was announced for Paper Mario? No, I didn't, because I don't give a shit. When is it?
You seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but May 23rd.
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Hey, lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the crime scene photo.
Ah, fiddlesticks.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it appears to be Cold Killer V. I wonder how it's related.
So you're unexpected? That's true. Related to Stamina X. Yes, actually. Same company. My throat is going to be so worn out. I need a beverage. And I've got some seltzer water right here, baby.
Gotta keep the pipes nice and hydrated. Ah.
That Peach game is coming out later. Runs in 30 FPS and is super blurry. But it is cute.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
Damn it.
What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up this bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so could only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
So he sensed he was going to murder him, and instead of take any sort of preventative measures, just took a bottle of cold medicine from him. That's kind of dumb.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Clutch in the victim's hand covered in Wright's fingerprints. Let me see that photo. So he was killed at, what is that? No. That's like 3:05 or something like that. Okay, yeah. Guess it's his other hand. 3 p.m. Yeah, that's about right. They announced another Mario movie is in development, and Luigi's Mansion 2 is getting ported to the Switch. Good! As far as the Mario movie, good to know Chris Pratt still finding work. That guy's not in enough things, I tell ya.
Broken?
Oh, the wristwatch was broken, I think he said.
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
He's so cool.
Ugh. This is really bad.
Oh. Jesus Christ, Grossberg.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids.
Didn't need to know that.
The truth is, I went there because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department. So we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, then around 3, we split up. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Cure X for the past 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different testimony from what you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Judge.
You are the only person in the entire world I will ever scold for this, you filthy gremlin of a man.
Achoo, achoo, achoo! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies.
Who is Fried Rodent? Yeah, Chris Pratt. Everyone's favorite guy who does his normal voice for Mario and Garfield. And fights dinosaurs and saves galaxies. Truth is, I went because he called me.
Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person,
We've been over this.
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
oof. Well, what was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
She smacked the shit out of him. Why?
Ahem. Dolly Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it's one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
Seems more like a jilted lover than anything else. He was in the pharmacology department, 2:45. Used to be a dorky weirdo on Parks and Rec, and now he's in this on-demand movie star. He was great in Parks and Rec. He played a ridiculous man, but he was fun. The early episodes, he was definitely like a dorky loser. Deadbeat boyfriend type. But he was just so much fun they kept him around.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
It's a stupid fucking name. What?
An alchemist, I see.
Edward. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask for some more details.
Time of the meeting, the pharmacology department. Go into more detail about the time of the meeting, please. You less liked him in Guardians of the Galaxy? I mean, he's alright. I don't think he's anything special in that film. He's fine. It's well acted, but, you know. I also think Guardians is just kind of a fine movie, as is. It's fine.
You're absolutely certain you meant it 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something.
So what was Phoenix studying at university, do you think? Because it's probably not law, I can tell you that.
Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
That might have been law, actually. His whole thing, childhood backstory, could have been law, I guess. Art? Does it say, maybe? In his, third-year art student. Oh, yeah. He would be an art student.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
Might have to run that back and talk about the... What?
So what was it you were talking about?
Ask about the pharmacology department.
You know, achoo, cough! That maybe we should hang out again sometime? Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true.
Yeah, right. It's probably not relevant, but, you know, just in case, gotta press that.
I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. This one's called the Ball Destroyer. I don't know what they use it for. They use non-standard voltages, so they're high-voltage cables everywhere.
Also got brought up in Dual Destinies during the case of the school. Athena gets real confused when she finds out Phoenix was originally an art major.
Oh. High-voltage cables. Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Alright, talk for a bit. And we split up. So what were you talking about? Oh, you know, hanging out. Okay, so one of these. It's just the 3 statements? Oh, no, wait. We split up. Oh, okay, this. I didn't press that one.
So you went back. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up.
The dead silence. I hope you never see the light of day, you utter scum. I despise you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will make it my life's work to destroy you. It's a good thing I'm never seeing you again after today. For your sake, I mean.
Achoo! Achoo! Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this.
It's in Cold Rex for the last 2 or 3 days. How long is this? I keep thinking that, like, I've reached the end of the statements. I don't know why I think that.
It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it?
What, March or April or whatever? Why would that be unusual?
Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in the spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. All 2 of them.
Lost bottle around lunchtime on the day of the incident.
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Isn't that the fucking slogan of, fucking Lucky Charms or something?
Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting something all of a sudden.
What the hell is she going on?
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of death. She puts Lucky Charms in the omelet. And the defendant returned to the scene of the crime for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here. Mr. Wright, your testimony cannot be trusted, you filthy, disgusting maggot of a man.
What do you mean? Hey, I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Humph. However, there is one mystery that still remains. Who is Union Jack, and why won't anyone call him to the witness stand? He sounds very important to this case.
There he is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
Yeah. It's very obviously the exposed cable in the back of the photo.
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Fay?
I believe if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive. It's still sparking. For the love of crap, guys. It's right there. Look at it.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their argument with evidence. Huh, of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about that.
Just had a power cut, but you're back. Oh, that's a shame. Well, that you had a power cut. Welcome back. Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Wrong one.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even... Oh my god, look at the fucking... It's in like the middle of the frame, come on! Nothing even remotely resembles the murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this very carefully, as if I were a 1-year-old baby man. Miss Fay, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that? Judge...
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. I mean, just fucking look at it. Remember the testimony we've had. The machines of the pharmacology students who use their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man, slaps him. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable.
What the fuck else could it have been? We thinking lightning struck him? Because I don't see how Phoenix is gonna get blamed for that.
However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant!
Now, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like the cable snapped and hit the guy. Surely he's not hanging around near electrical cables and Phoenix isn't grabbing cables and jamming them into people. Like, how is this dude's fault?
Achoo!
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Just take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
I was not aware of that, actually.
Ya man. Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest of the area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
Ah, shit. And then someone cut it out and saved it to use as evidence in a blackmail. I hate when that happens.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards a severed electrical cable.
Why was he hanging out near severed electrical cables? That's a question I want answered. Could have been an accident, a rogue cable snapped and caught swallowed. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's more likely than using a power cable to murder somebody.
Order. That's enough. I think we can conclude there is no reason to continue with the cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grassback! My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over, yeah. I knew that boy was guilty the moment I saw him. Look at that worthless wank stain of a human man.
Nah, you're wrong. He may be a worthless wank stain of a human man, but he's innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this worthless wank stain of a human man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
I really want to get into this. They were near exposed electrical cables and he just shoved him into one. That seems unlikely is all I'm saying.
Cough, cough. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. But I already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further. Cough. I did it. Shit. I admit it. I pushed him.
Mia's like, wow, shit. Didn't really think that was gonna happen.
It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Mighty shove.
Why are you sweating?
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are!
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you.
I still can't believe that. He really did push the victim.
Feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Classic Harlem Shake reference.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Mighty shove! I lost my temper and gave him a mighty shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, that explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
Is that right?
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed.
That's true. Even a fucking idiot like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Fay, let me warn you right now, if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I'm going to personally stab this man in the heart. Slowly, I will, and enjoy every moment of it. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere to prove it.
All right. When I push the victim.
So, what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Fucking. He said it in Women's Month. Can you believe it, Your Honor? I had to.
You know what? First point he's made I have to agree with. Case dismissed. Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said that, I just lost my temper and gave him a mighty shove.
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on his jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. And mighty shove.
Where does Umbrella go?
I just gave him a light, gentle mighty shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen.
Right. There was nothing like that at all. But is this possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let this guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue with the testimony, witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure. It was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. More detail. Kind of dove like a snapped cable. Yeah, but Phoenix is a moron, so. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Let's try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Ah! Could it have been?
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding.
Mighty shove!
He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the...
Wow, a man is dead, Phoenix! What the fuck do you mean? You are suspected of murdering him. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, he owned an umbrella. No shock. Oh, yeah. Winston insisted that, like, the dude was soaking wet, right? So he was more easily electrocuted. But if he had an umbrella, he wouldn't be.
This is it, Mia. That's new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital. I would officially have it entered into the testimony.
Also, if he landed on his umbrella, it's not under him in the crime scene photo. Possibly, more importantly.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information from a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, add this bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella.
So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah. It was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
You're gonna rob him? You're gonna shove the guy and rob his umbrella?
The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late night, Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oh! My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
Ah, I'm so sorry.
Continue with your testimony, witness.
Why does, like, displays of affection disgust her to the point that she has to violently attack people? After I left, I started to get worried.
After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it, I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition.
I forgot Mia abuses Grossberg in this case. Yeah, clearly she's the worst character, right up there with the fucking guy's wife in that poll or whatever.
Yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later.
You're a shrewd negotiator.
Tammy, a shrewd
How can I
negotiator.
blame?
What? You're right. But also, how dare you? But you're right. 24 months! That's 2 years, Tim. Hell yeah. Look at that.
So I went back, but he was just laying there dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Cough, cough! Cough, cough, cough! Nope, nobody.
2 years to this day, apparently, huh?
Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any funnier?
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that trims with innocence from testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now, I need more info. Info that help me turn the... Okay,
yeah. The umbrella's not under him, right? On top of his cheap umbrella. It's this one? Yeah. There it is. It is broken, but he didn't land on it. Your mother and stepfather's anniversary is also today. Cool, I guess. Have they lasted longer than your subscription to twitch.tv/Tokenlad? Because if the answer is yes, then why haven't they subscribed to twitch.tv/Tokenlad? If the answer is no, why haven't they subscribed to twitch.tv/Tokenlad?
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that...
I would have been able to counter the prosecutor's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that?
18 years? Wow. Think of all that time they should have been subscribed to twitch.tv/Tokenlad.
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right!
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed, the defendant, Mr. Swallow, was still alive. No!
Stepfather's over 65 years old? Wow. So what you're saying is There's 64 years there. He probably should have been subscribed to twitch.tv/Tokenlad. When you're 1 year old, I get it. You're kind of young.
Order! The victim! He moved? Mr. Payne! The umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Yeah, well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I wanted to present it as evidence immediately.
Wow, that is a cheap umbrella. Owned by the victim, found near a broken electrical pole at the scene of the crime. Haven't been alive for half of those years. Yeah. I don't see how that's relevant. Since I'm only 30. I'm 29, actually. Still got it, baby.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown by there over the wind. But
I know this matter's umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
no!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown into the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. I bet that will never happen again.
Victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened.
Where bad we are. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly, and this witness's testimony is incontrovertible.
I don't think that's true at all.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Gasp!
For now, sure.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. Defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that?
I think this is a good point for us to stop at. All right, well, you heard the man. I'll see you tomorrow. Ahem. I think, okay, a court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Okay, 20 minutes of ads coming up.
Afterward, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Could I actually run an ad for a joke? 30-second ad. I'll let it play out. 30-second ad. My trash can is... Battle Royale is starting during the ad. Trash bin. I gotta empty that. Oh, good. The ad's over. I like that bit. I like the idea that when we go to recess, I run an ad. I win with dummy defense. More like dummy thick defense.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious by hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Oh, Kaida won. Hell yeah, Kaida. How many cases do you think we'll get through today? I don't know. Been going for an hour at this point? We'll probably get started on case 2, but, you know, we'll definitely beat this one. Realistically, this one's some part. Yeah, sure, no problem. Cases always take a little longer because I voice all of them. If I just, you know, mash through A, reading it to myself, A, it wouldn't be very entertaining, and B, we'd go much faster. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Oh, wow. He looks a lot better when he doesn't look like a fucking idiot. His head kind of looks big for him, though. It's like, why has he got a big head? Her eyes are glassy and so full of hope. She's like, look at this dumbass. I can fix him. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our... The day you met? As a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. Seems like she might have just needed you to hold it for a minute or something.
So, she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It's certainly a little bottle. It's certainly a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Dolly's present. Small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me.
Please give it back now. You've never... Yeah, it sounds like she just needed you to hold the damn thing, and she's too awkward to be like, by the way, we're not dating.
What a strange girl asking a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you know? This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that.
Slap that bass, baby. Hit it like you owe it money, or it owes you money, I guess. I guess if you owe it money, beat it up.
Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
Newspaper clipping from 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossbag.
I need to finish this for myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear.
They just add it to the, yeah. Matter in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay.
Ah, yes, I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
Did it? To be? Wow. First case, we have a to be continued. Good lord. Yes, I will save. God. The first game we played back in October of 2021. The second game, almost a year later. We were playing in October of 2022. And now we're playing this one in March of 2024. So we really cocked that one up, didn't we?
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
She did it.
Okay, alright. Fuck off.
What's with the stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses.
What are you talking about right now?
It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit, you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
First case started becoming much more proper, decent length after the second game. Yeah, so it seems.
I can't believe you actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, please state your full name.
Voice for her. Well, my wife isn't here to do a voice. Ahem. Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh god, it's gotta be like soft and high pitched, which I can't really do.
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. It was attacked by zombies the other day. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. The fucking slut! I guess is what she was implying there.
Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeney wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Feeney? Yes, I can see why you'd say that. Well, not guilty. Slam. Oh, wait.
She's gonna be a tough witness, all right.
She's agreeing with you! What do you mean?
It took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear all about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class is over. Feeney and Dougie.
You just add E to the end of every name? Good thing that doesn't work for me.
They were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed.
Phoenix killed him with his mind bullets!
That's when Feeney noticed I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, all right. That's that. A dummy. Another power cut. Ah, that's a shame. A dummy.
Young lady, as old as I am,
You're like 40, aren't you? Like 50, okay. That's...
even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never... That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please let me proceed with the cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee.
Oh, okay, well this feels a bit sinister.
You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? You two are acquainted? Your Honor, clearly that's a violation. Have her thrown off the case.
Yep, that's a violation.
Yes, we met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam?
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Yeah, she's like 24.
What do you mean, madam?
I'm planning to go to Feeney's once this is over. What's the statement I need to press with her for the achievement? Okay, it's not in this testimony.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department.
More like fart department. Ha! Got him.
If that's the case, then what were you doing in the pharmacology building? Well, in the literature department.
More like shitterature department. Fucking got him. I'm on a roll.
I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Seiryu! Oh, Senryu. I already saw Seiryu. Flashbacks.
Oh, how wonderful. Isn't that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Oh, is that what Senryu is?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
What the fuck?
That's supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
Yeah, no one asked.
How's would you enter? Teleportation? Feeney and Dougie.
They were behind the building.
So, come on. Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So, what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level, you pond scum.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
I love the judge getting angry, irrationally so, and being a confused idiot.
Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
I'll leave it alone for now, but there's obviously a contradiction there. We have handprints on his jacket, right? Which is... Is that this? Up his umbrella. I guess it would be that, because, yeah. That's the one that talks about fingerprints.
I'll hold off on looking any deeper until it's necessary.
Very well, young lady. Please go on with your testimony. Bailiff, can we get these fucking moths out of here? What the hell?
What did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me. You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior. I've sent 30 people to the chair. Only half of them deserved it.
Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt. By me.
Went to find some other students and they called the authorities.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
I mean, just students, I assume.
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Me talking about filthy hippies.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students know what was going on. Yeah, what's that all about? How could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Maybe the power went out.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So, did the students call the police? Yes. I was just so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie if she does that. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Good job, me. Thanks, me. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find a contradiction on this one.
I mean, not really. It's behind the building. This is the one? Show the contradiction.
Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition.
Excuse me?
That is, she has no supporting.
She's just glaring at him.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm prints were found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like I'm finally getting somewhere.
Didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't say that!
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell on the ground.
And at that time, there were only two of them at the scene, yes? The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
Didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything usual either.
So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. It helps that my last name is Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Went to find some other students, and they called the authorities. We examined this, all right? Yeah, we did this already. Ignore that for now, I guess. Telling an obvious lie. Planning to go to Feeney's place after class is over. They were behind talking. I didn't see the moment he pushed him. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. Let's go find some... So these two got added. I didn't see the moment. Didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual. Oh, wait, the snap noise, right? The fucking umbrella. Yeah, right? They made a whole point about how... Didn't hear anything unusual. They made a whole point about how there was a loud snap or crack noise or something. Apparently not. Think before you speak. I did. Didn't see. Look, they're fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual. So... behind the building. Watch stopped at time of death. Prince. Oh, forget. Yeah, it's the testimony. God damn it. Wrong. Whatever.
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, your boyfriend. And he clearly testifies to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Hi.
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah!
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise.
Would you have headphones in?
See, the truth is...
Yeah.
I had my headphones in and was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Damn you, Hemsworth. You've caused too many wrinkles in this case.
How convenient. Indeed.
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Well, all right then. Wait a sec, Mia. The testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case.
She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. There was lightning. I mean, if there was lightning, it's possible. Phoenix didn't kill him. He was struck by lightning.
Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Get up and move.
Alrighty. Whoop, a couple of days for you there, Nathan. Stretch the old legs. Give myself a nice little stretch. And enough room. Squats. I can play while I do this.
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes. What about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh,
That's enough of that.
that probably sounded weird. Even though I was bouncing up and down the whole time.
Ahem. Anyway,
The fuck? Cable's all mixed up, you sons of bitches.
ahem.
I must admit the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway?
You did squats as well? Oh, there you go.
The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
Bring me Usain Bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you... Hee 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 hee. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. Prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Boy, so you knew what the murder weapon was, but you didn't mention it earlier, huh? Made me do that work? Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court a testimony of pharmacology students.
Are you really surprised?
No. All equipments in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day.
You son of a bitch! His fucking watch was at 3:05, which means he died at 3:05, not at 3 o'clock. Or his watch was set like 5 minutes early. It's more likely that, but whatever.
Ahem. Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits in with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Well then.
According to students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cable had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
That's really not good. Old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. So we're gonna assume he pushed him at 2:55, broke the cable, and then someone else came along and pushed him into the cable.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
It sounds like it might have still.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, why the fuck would I know? I wasn't there. I'm not an electrician.
I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Ahem. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
My theory is that Phoenix pushed this guy into it, but who or what caused it to break? Do I just present him? I'm not penalized for this, it looks like, so yeah, sure.
This is why the cable snapped.
No, not. One of your best lines yet. Oh, and I skipped through it. Well, now I have to go and see what he said. I just mashed through because it was incorrect. Try presenting Phoenix, I guess.
I believe the only thing that snapped is the mind of the defense.
Well then. Harsh. Phoenix? Yep. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's mighty shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. As it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means she doesn't agree. What the... Idiot. Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into a pole that resulted as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. The victim was shoved into the far pole.
Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order, order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. She's out for blood.
It's true! The defense is absolutely correct! There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What? What the fuck?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge?
Of course, it's all right. Go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Tickle me, bitch!
Is, you know, the color.
Truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into an electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
Boy, that's very different.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as this may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with the cross-examination.
All right, easy enough. This is the statement you need to press for an achievement.
Miss Hawthorne, previously in her testimony, you said the following.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney.
So that's why you basically lied in court?
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge,
Yes?
would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What do you think perjury...
Oh, come on now. It's just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, all right?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Ho, 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 ho.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl.
Are you implying you're gonna kill her and rob her? Or the judge? Beware, Your Honor. Yeah, but boy, with that achievement name, it sounds like she's implying she's gonna kill and rob the judge in a dark alley. First time was electrical pole.
You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole.
I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp.
When he wants to be? What? An imp?
Oh, really? An imp?
But I never imagined he would cause an electrical cable to break.
What do you mean by imp?
Feeney is really scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual who I would detest ever darkening the doorways of this court ever again.
He tries best to run away from him.
So let me get this straight. You are happily just listening to your music on your headphones while you watch this scene unfold.
What?
Miss Fay! I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
What? Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both. And that they would each give the fight their all.
That's kind of fucking stupid. How is that badgering? Wow, Arg, way to fucking badger Winston Payne, you son of a bitch. You proud of yourself?
Very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
Feeney caught up and crashed him from behind.
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, Were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest you listen a little more carefully?
Might I suggest you stop being a fucking bitch?
I said he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Sure am. Looks like he could use a good badgering now. Cable snapped and Doug got electrocuted. All occurred in less than 1 minute.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so it's my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think of me.
Then he pushed him twice. First time was into a pole. That's when the cable broke. He tried his best to run away from him. When he got him, crashed him from behind. Cable snapped, and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. That feels like the one where there would be a problem because it's establishing the timeline. 2:55. Time of death at 3 p.m. Maybe? Clutched. Broken. Loud sound. Shows it to everybody. My phone fell over. I have it propped up on a thing. Almost 8 months ago. The only thing I can think is the timeline. Like, this happened at 2:55. She's like, it all occurred in less than a minute, but he died at 3 p.m. Maybe? I also don't know even if that is right. Do I present this or the autopsy report? I was gonna say, maybe they both work, but, that one worked.
That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
I guess that picture might have worked as well.
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes that he takes for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Would you care to explain that to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval?
Oh, Dougie always kept his watch 10 minutes ahead. He was weird like that. I don't know.
All she needs to say, by the way.
Defense proposes that it was during this interval the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order in the court. What is this about?
This is nonsense. The real murderer. Even you can't deny the time between the cable break and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else could it have, are you saying could have done it?
That's the equivalent of Edgeworth doing the shrug and the shake of the head, or like the finger tapping on the temple. I don't know if does Phoenix have a version of that? I guess it's like him hitting the paper. Oh, that reminds me. I need like a paper to hit when he does that. It's been 2 years since I played this, year and a half.
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye? If the defense is ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
It's Marvin Grossberg!
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne!
What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing during that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, order, Miss Fay. What? I mean, what? That is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah.
How could you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fay, this is a very serious
I know that, hold it.
Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
Achoo! You! What is this? I thought we killed you behind the shed.
Please strike everything the defense just said from the record now. Ignore that bitch.
What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
He came to court looking like this. Oh my god.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat.
Did he, in my head, he ran up, shoved Dahlia out of the witness stand, and said, "No, wait!" She's just laying in a crumpled heap somewhere.
Bailiff, grab that man!
Mods, grab that man. Arrgh, achoo, achoo, leave my Dahlia alone. Achoo, cough. Ah, no. Please. That boy. Oh, Grossberg.
Ahem. He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Ah, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I'm arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
A report on the incident 8 months ago. Now let's take a look at that.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
District Courthouse Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Diego Armando. The most Spanish man to ever exist, apparently. 28, lawyer, suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Well then. Maybe he poisoned himself. Maybe he's just a dramatic bitch. Ever think of that? Maybe he's like, I'm gonna kill myself in the weirdest way possible.
You better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Oh my god, they were boyfriends and girlfriend.
Now then,
She likes the Latin men, I see.
the defense has made some very serious accusations. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand.
Sniffle.
Well, go right ahead.
Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am, you bitch. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you should let me handle this.
Weep.
She just says it out loud.
Weep.
Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try and frame him is ludicrous. That is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met.
But, like, at a university? Because they said they met in the library, right?
Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence to suggest that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. Or should I say, Dahlia Hoscorn. Alright, I didn't have a good one there.
Didn't really have a good one for that.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago.
Boo.
It's like we were destined to meet in the very courthouse.
Oh, okay, they did meet in the courthouse basement. He did say he was studying to become a lawyer, I guess. And on the side, he said.
Ahem. Destined in the very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Look at him. I can ruin him. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
I really don't want to read that out loud.
We're so lovey-wovey, literally, we just make people sick. It's jealousy, I think.
She fucking roundhouse kicks Grossberg in the teeth.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be shot from the cannon.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
That's what we used to say in the days of my youth. Go get her.
Did you assault women in your youth? What is that supposed to mean? Reference to the old witch hunts. Hey, go get her. Burn the witch. The fuck do you mean, go get her?
Have this billy club to help you attack her.
First met Feeny 8 months ago.
So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, you know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind.
Probably not what you want to be bragging about there, Your Honor.
My critics have even taken calling me to Judge Fickle. Ho-ho-ho!
So, Arg now knows what to call this guy.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. Additionally, Von Karma fabricated a ton of fucking cases that were definitely not the right verdict that the judge absolutely ruled over, but we're not going to talk about that. That's why people also call him the Great Jajini.
No one calls him that. No one calls him the Great Jajini. Judge Fickle, yes. The Great Jajini, fuck yourself. It's like we're destined to meet in the courthouse's basement reading room.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student,
More like fart student.
he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
Smooth-brained pachinko ball. Or, Judge Fickle. Besides, he does have plenty of beard hair. He's hardly a pachinko ball.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature, more like shiterature, student doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case,
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully.
Keep pressing.
Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with the testimony.
very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
Ahem.
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this.
I had come to the court to do research for a paper I was writing. As one does.
You're writing a paper on what?
A relationship between modern century of poetry and the criminal underworld.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Is that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
Weird topic to write about, but what do I know? I mean, hey. A thesis can be about anything. That literally. That you can write a thesis on pretty much anything, and it can be accepted as a thesis as long as you write it in the right style and form. And when our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Okay, so the contradiction is there because she was, being interviewed by this Diego guy. Dora the Explorer's famous cousin, Diego.
So, what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he looks like a typical snot-nosed, shitty little whiny bitch.
Perhaps to a woman your age. Damn. Clapped back.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Why are you dragging the poor guy?
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked that I scored a fucking 12.
Yo, same, Pain. People look at my wife and they're like, damn, you settled for that? And I'm like, I'm right here. They're like, kinda, you could do so much better. What happened? Does he have blackmail on you? And I'm like, no, why does everyone ask that? Ha 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 ha. Don't go to my safe deposit box.
He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking.
The judge on Payne's wife.
It was truly shocking. Amazing woman. Over here with a 4 out of 10. Couldn't believe it.
Beautiful mushrooms growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney.
You're calling him cow dung? Been going out ever since that fateful day.
Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, none at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be. Our investigation also shows it was a clean breakup.
Why did you investigate? Okay, whatever.
Huh. Are you sure? Yes! It seems they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. Yeah, that would be weird that they were fighting over her then.
So you're saying Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife.
Okay, I don't know why you felt the need to add that.
No one cares, Mr. Payne. No one cares, Mr. Payne. Even the judge. No one gives a shit, Steve.
Or Winston. His name's Winston.
No one gives a shit, Winston.
She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. Must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. The woman has the judge in the palm of her hand. So the only way to credit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
8 months ago. Oh, yeah, it was a paper you're writing.
Liar!
Man, damn it. Tim, you burned me with that sick comeback there.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Like, this is public information, Dahlia. Why are you lying about it?
Listen to me, that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay. 8 months ago, right here, in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which the attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in the incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Cunty Cunterson. I mean, Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can...
Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated kid. I, Winston Payne, will not allow...
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
Objection.
Uh,
I just remembered. I need to. I think it's there. I need to add the objection duck that is an emote. I think it's there. Hearsay. Of course, I hear what you say. That's how people communicate, by saying, and then you hear. Ahem. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest,
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago.
I see.
okay, I've tied the two crimes together. But now I've just gotta stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit the fire in my heart and in my buttocks.
You need to stop your sentences like 3 words early, my man.
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Another classic example. Just stop your sentence 3 words early.
Weird. Yeah.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was liquid poison that's lethal in just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
We're getting close. Yeah, this first case is quite long, actually.
So that happened here 8 months ago.
I desperately need to blow my nose. I always forget when I talk for long periods of time, especially on stream. It stuffs my nose for whatever reason. It's gross. I just hit it. Yeah, hold on. Let me mute. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Didn't want to hear you all have you all hear me just blowing my nose, which is gross.
However, as you've heard from witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Ah! What the... Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're blowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. The proud posture of self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
All right, then. We're doing Ace Attorney 3 tomorrow as well? Certainly are. The lawyer is poised to discuss something in the cafeteria.
What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
Oh, damn. Got it.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all about what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Oh, that's... Alright, well that's just speculation and like... What is it, leading? Come on now, how do you not object to that? Get involved in an awful lot of incidents.
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Texas Roadhouse. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that's true love, young lady. Bailiff smash his feet.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons.
See, and that's what happened.
How long were you gone?
I already answered all those questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during the stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Faye?
Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop.
It's true. Women, they don't poop. They're too cute.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Police have already looked into this whole matter. The line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
Let the record show women don't poop.
How much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, it's a unit of measurement, so it would be 2 teaspoons.
A battle royale?
Well, it's Battle Royale, that man.
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 that amount.
Fine, I'll do it. Maud's asleep at the fucking wheel. Unbelievable. Oh, got there a little before Nathan. You fucking son of a bitch. At least according to my chat. Oh no, according to the stream chat, Nathan got there a little before me. No, you didn't. I will ban you, you son of a bitch. On my chat over here, the master chat, the one that matters, I did. On the feed, it was delayed input. But I can absolutely promise you, in the master chat, I got there before you. If you argue with me again, I'll stab you in the kidney with my kidney. I'll fly to Chicago in-game and attack you the way this wire attacked Doug Swallow. The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
You got it first. Well, you did summon it first, I suppose.
Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
A special kind of poison? How so?
My wife won the Battle Royale. Good. She's 2 for 2 today. I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
Kind of what again? Yeah. Because she's the best. I'm sorry. All I know is I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processing to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did a criminal get something like that?
Innocent wouldn't even know where to get poison.
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how they could have gotten to the poison?
I think that's good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
Well, I mean, that is important. You need the method.
That all we have to do is establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things?
Met the lawyer in the cafeteria. My seat for just a moment. From what I heard, it was liquid poison, lethal about 2 teaspoons. Special kind of poison. Listen, I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Ah, but you were dating a pharmacy guy, maybe. Maybe. I don't really... Do I just present him to it? This is a flimsy one at best, but... She was dating a pharmacy student. Chemical processes and all. Oh, wow. That worked.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. The pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have knows one thing at this very table. You. No!
Order! Order! Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless...
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courtroom was turned up, or courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report.
Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that one. Damn. Proof. What a zinger.
Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime scene occurred.
If we're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
You fools, it's the necklace! It's just a small bottle!
They did.
You were forced to get rid of a container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was the witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
How'd she get you good? You're a criminal lawyer. Your entire profession revolves around proof. Indeed.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. I think I'll just open it up and glug glug. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present.
I like that the background is still them. So it looks like Dahlia's passionately and beautifully admiring the giant head in the foreground.
As for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find trace amounts.
Of course, we're gonna give Gumshoe the same one I always give Gumshoe. Boy, this is a real bad situation, Mr. White. And Mr. Edgeworth. Order in the court!
On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Bailiff, shoot that man!
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. So, you don't get out much then, huh, Judge? Because it's not exactly an uncommon expression.
Mr. Wright,
Have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Wow. Fucking drag the guy, dude. Is Mia waifu material? Well, she's dead, so... Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me, too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. She's like an 11, and you're a 4 at best. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everybody. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because she's madly in love with you. Naturally, it's because she's fallen madly in love with you, too. See? Just like I told you.
Yeah, you're thinking clearly. That flies in the face of everything we've learned up until this point.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I even said that. I guess it's because I just like the sound of the phrase, madly in love.
Miss Faye, you can't remain a starry-eyed maiden for the rest of your life, you know.
Let me think it over one more time, Your Honor. The real reason is for the necklace.
Young Phoenix is an asshole. Well, he's a weenie. Young me is a jerk, though. Dragging this guy. You should get your hearing checked, Judge. Or, you know, talk to your wife. You could easily say that to your wife. He's a naive twink. Exactly. He stays that way, too.
The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. It's so awkward because it's so obvious that she just wants the fucking necklace. 8 months she's been asking for that thing. And apparently at no point was there an opportunity to just steal it. You couldn't have like, hey, Dahlia, listen. You're a murderer who's all but gotten away with it. I don't want to tell you how to run your scheme. You could have just like gone over to his house and spent the night and taken off him while he slept. Probably didn't even need to sleep with the guy. Just be like, oh man, I've had too much to drink. I need to sleep on the couch. And Phoenix is like, you can absolutely stay over. I'm a gentleman, I'll sleep in the other room. Then when he's asleep, just sneak in and get the damn thing. Or wait for him to shower when he takes things off. The hell's wrong with you, Dahlia? 8 months you never had the opportunity to steal this thing is what you want us to believe. She's just Investigation 1. I already played Investigation 1. Back in 2021. And Apollo Justice, I will already be doing. That'll be on the wheel at some point, the next trilogy. You can request them ahead of time, I suppose, but yeah, it will be on the wheel eventually, no matter what.
Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why, Shay.
I don't believe you.
No, that's a lie. Wah. Ah.
Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him. He ran away. I made him cry, and I'll do it again. Investigations 2. Also played... Oh, you mean, Edgeworth Investigations. Sorry, I thought you meant Ace Attorney, the first one. No, yeah, I'm willing to do, the Edgeworth Investigations. Not the second one, because I played that on YouTube ages ago, and it's just such a fucking... Those games are long, and I don't want to replay that one again on my channel. But I'll do the first one. I haven't done that before. Mia! Wrong voice. Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What?
Well, he took it with him, right?
That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Oh, wow.
Foolish boy. That's the one thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?
It's not that hard to make him cry. He's a weenie. Indeed.
Mr. Wright, that sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just give back the necklace.
Ugh. I ate it.
Mods, make him shit.
You what?
You ate it. That was a big thing, too. That was like, I don't think we have the, oh, well, I mean, we don't have it in the, it's not in here anymore. We can't look at it. But like in the pictures it was in, it was like, you know, about yay big on his chest. So that's quite a thing you just swallowed and are going to have to pass through there, buddy.
It was too big to swallow.
So I had to chew it in little bits. It's a glass bottle. You just swallowed glass, dude. What the fuck?
But yeah.
Ig.
What the? What?
What is he doing now? Well, his insides have been sliced to ribbons due to the glass he just ate. So yeah, he's probably crying. From the pain, I would imagine. It's gonna hurt his stomach? Yeah, it will.
Your Honor, you have to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How could you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There, it's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see you place this much faith in Mr. Wright.
Or I know the bottle could have been cleaned out somewhere within the last 8 months. Nathan, don't be ridiculous. How dare you? Even suggest such a possibility. Completely insane. You've said some wild nonsense before, Nathan, but that takes the cake.
But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
So the guy in the green suit's a jerk and needs to catch some hands. Your Honor, permission to treat the prosecution as hostile and knock his teeth in? I'll allow it.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of events. But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright!
I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
He's British, right? Oi! Hey, girl! You shouldn't see her anymore!
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, she stole some poison from my lab. Oh no. It's also clearly Australian is what I'm doing, not British. The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab, not even Australian, I'm doing like a bad fucking kangaroo jack. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. It could only have been her. The girl is a thief. Stop it!
Mighty shove! Don't talk about her like that.
Wait, didn't that guy go to the police too? Or why didn't he go to the police? You know what? I mean, I guess he can't prove that poison was stolen, eh? Gonna go on record and say, don't go off eating glass, people. Yeah, no, don't do that. It's dangerous. Was watching Penn's interview from Penn and Teller the other day, and dude straight up said it's extremely dangerous, and he's a magician. He eats glass as a profession. Yeah. Penn and Teller are the professionals. Leave it to them. It's like the merchant from RE4 went to Australia.
Ah, what are you buying?
Excuse me, we're in rural Spain. Why do you sound like a pirate?
Don't ask questions, stranger. Just buy a shotgun already.
Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous! There's one more thing. After I mighty pushed him that day.
I miss RE4. RE4 is so good. The remake's fine. I think it's okay. I definitely prefer the original, though. And I feel like I'm the only person in the world that prefers the original.
I got worried and came back to have a look. And there she was. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
The Zebo version. Hell yeah, the Zebo.
The fucking kitchen appliance that runs video games based on that name. No, it's like educational software from India or something, and for some reason they put RE4 on it.
Your Honor, the defendant is. Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye?
If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this.
Mia, this is her last chance. Think carefully now. There's something she desperately wanted to get back, therefore.
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Well, it would be Phoenix. Yeah, again, there was no point during these 8 months where you could have just casually gotten the necklace from him. I find that so impossible to believe. Ask to go to a beach with him and go swimming. And then, like, I don't know, do the bit where you get on his shoulders and he picks you up in the ocean, laughing, haha, whoops, you fell. Oh, and the necklace broke and it's lost in the ocean. Oh, no. So easy. I've come up with like 5 ways you could have gotten it in like 1 day. And you spent 8 months only to result to murder. You stupid, stupid woman. Anyway, it's Phoenix.
There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Yeah, but not by poison.
Well, it's true, that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact, yeah, Phoenix Wright.
Drug his ass, well, she was gonna poison him anyway. Take necklace and dish his ass. Yeah, she easily could have gotten like a sedative that she slips into a drink and he's like, oh man, I'm fucking sleepy, I need a nap. So many ways she could have done this.
There's no one else it could have been.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring it to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to an incident 8 months ago.
Just do that. Just do the thing that woman did to Kiryu in Kiwami. Exactly. 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 Or, you know, Chitose did to Ichiban.
That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there's just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, that tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? But there's like 1,000 other ways she could have gotten that bottle back.
Correct, Your Honor. She's very dumb. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Wow!
Dies in love, right? But not with the twink, but with herself. Oh, wow.
Feeny, what a joke you are.
Oh, wow. Bitch does not care.
Honestly, how could any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne!
It appears we're nearing the end of this trial.
Good. It's taken the entire stream.
Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter.
You are! What do you mean?
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. No, you are. But first,
Where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client's eaten the bottle as a snack.
Duh.
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
Yo, the trained butterflies. I gotta give her credit to the bit.
With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer.
Well, a murderer, I don't know about mass.
Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to hurry up and finish already.
Wow. Hard H. On that hag.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you'll pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The judge would yell at you for like 10 minutes and then kind of just move on.
The ultimate price?
You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No! Oh, she stuck around.
You better think it over carefully, Miss Fay.
Or should I say, Miss Gray? Oh, shit! Got him!
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that she's 24, by the way, that would easily establish her guilt once and for all? We'd become Yagami. He's still a practicing lawyer. He just, is also a detective and school guidance counselor. Don't worry about it.
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence as well founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let it get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly.
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Any ideas, Chad?
Just one.
If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright. The harshest this country allows. He will be murdered by me. And once I absorb his power, I will continue to live forever.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's paper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
That'd have to be a slow news day.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Oh, shit. The medicine bottle. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Whoop-ha!
I think we have Doug's testimony to prove poison was stolen. Not exactly. Many ideas for a number of topics. Jeppo's talking through the case with Chad, I guess.
Here it is, Your Honor. Evidence that will prove her guilt wasn't for all.
Cold Killer X? Mr. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defense said in his testimony. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the incident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X.
Yeah, she could get that away from him, but not a fucking necklace, huh? Your Twitch lawyer, I learned it from Saul Goodman. Yeah, it ended great for him. He's the best lawyer.
Then she poisoned it, knowing Mr. Wright was gonna take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping.
Yeah, look at the size of that thing. He decided, well, he's got a huge mouth, so I guess it makes sense, but he decided he was gonna eat that. Look at his mouth compared to hers. Like, he could eat her head.
Someone had accidentally run into the reading room. Run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when her problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She could have thrown that in a bin, though. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow.
Well then.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Uh-huh. Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I mean, surely the next step is to test the medicine, right?
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you. Take some right now. Go on, do it. Huh? Why don't you? Do it. Come on, do it. I double dog dare you, you bitch. I triple dog dare. Oh my god. Mia Fey. Mia Fey.
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey?
That's terrifying. And now 3 butterflies are dead somehow.
That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being.
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it.
Well, she was killed by some dude in a suit in 2 games ago, so I doubt it. Add those 3 butterflies as the kill count.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes?
I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Well, that's okay. She's taking being arrested quite well, I guess.
Yeah. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. Defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne.
Well then, Mr. Payne,
I'm asking this.
yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There, it's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So, if she showed trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
Well, you see, yes.
And here comes the back pedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Yeah. Ah! My hair is flying off! I'm in flare now! Ah, no! Ah!
How did that even happen? You just screamed and all your hair fell out.
Mr. Payne, what the fuck was that?
And there goes his hair. Guess that poisoned the lawyer as well. More than likely.
About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor.
was it just me or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Yeah, did you pick up on that there, Your Honor? Nothing gets past you.
Your Honor, we literally said we saw each other. That's... Whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well.
Mr. Payne,
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Did the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true, my dear. Dolly! Achoo!
What voice will we give Larry? I usually fluctuate on Larry. I've never really been able to pin down a good voice for him. But, you know, when he comes up, I'll have to decide. You're flying off aren't the strangest thing to happen in this game series. True. You should go to the doctor. Also true.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Yay! Woo! We did it!
This court is adjourned.
Given how much time I've been going already, let's see if I can't at least, get a little bit into the second case here.
Mia, you were absolutely wonderful, Bell.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossbag.
Cross-examine a dolphin in Dual Destinies. Can't wait.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
You need to never speak. Mr. Grossbag, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
Rather rude.
No, it's not. Stop talking about your gross-ass butt pimples.
Anyway, in this case, really made me think. What does it mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
It's an orca, my mistake. Orca, all dolphins. I think dolphins are orca. They're a type of orca.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. I was thinking. Go on.
The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Ah, boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Oh, that's a concern.
What kind of company does this guy keep?
Well, we only know about Larry. We don't know any of his other friends.
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, I should be able to save him this time. Save him in time.
It's Larry. He's actually forgotten about Edgeworth. He's trying to save Larry. He just knows Larry's going to be in trouble with the law.
I say.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help a person when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Orca or killer whales are... Dolphins are mean? They sure are. And now Ark's arguing about dolphins. I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off and become a lawyer for sure.
Do you think he will? Guys, do you think this guy could be a lawyer? I don't know. It seems a little... I don't think he's got what it takes.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. That would be Larry. But Mia has passed on to a better place.
It's true. Mia died in the second case.
Ever.
For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories.
No one cares, Ark. You're the only one who cares.
But also brings up some very precious ones. And memories I thought would never rise to the surface again.
Rise from the ashes! Oh, wait.
Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Bayrax, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened to me that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day.
The end. Turnabout memories. Oh, who's this guy? Why is that a rare achievement? That's the story. Whatever. People need to play the damn game. Yeah, we'll save. Right there. Save slot 3. This case is much longer than I recall being. Yeah. Time is 1 a.m. We'll intro this case and then we'll be done. Beep, 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 beep. Ooh. Detective, we made it. Phew, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Who could that be? It's fucking Old Bag, oh my god.
You said it, pal. It must have been walk solid security. Would you mind opening the safe just to double check?
Loving the beat. What? Ah, we've been had. Trumpet. Out front! Guards! Turn on the searchlights! Better luck next time, gentlemen! Oh my god, it's fucking hat, cloak, glasses, or flowers. Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We've been had, story of our life. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. I wonder if that's relevant at all. October 11th. That's many months from now. Oh, God.
Hey, Nick, get a load of this. Hey, are you listening to me?
You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now?
Today will be the last time you talk to me that way.
Huh?
We're about to hit the big time.
Big time? And what do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me are.
Ha! Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and...
Pearly, of course.
God, I don't remember the voice I did for her at all.
Hello, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, you haven't changed a bit.
Wait, what are you doing here anyway?
Cup of coffee in the big time.
Hehe, haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this.
What's this? Some kind of poster?
Randy Savage case. Oh no! No! It's the pot that I didn't break! It's back! No!
Curate Village? Isn't that?
I didn't break it! It's not me. Also, it's supposed to say, like, Amy, right? It's not I am. It's not Will I Am's pot. It's meant to say Amy.
Isn't that...
That's right. It's our hometown. Pearly and mine, that is.
This is about treasures from the boonies. Oh.
Haha, very funny. You can laugh all you want. But you'll be singing another tune tonight.
Tonight? What about tonight?
The Treasures of Coane exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes. That's why I dressed up extra special today.
Did you? What do you think, Nick? Same Maya, different day. She looks exactly the same, as she always does. It's the vase I broke. I didn't break it! It's 1 a.m. It's not 1 a.m. It's either Will I Am's burial urn or it's supposed to say Amy.
The young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. God. Still so...
She still got it, even dead. Look at her. Beautiful corpse. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since.
I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes.
Don't interrupt my narration!
How would you do a wrestling ace attorney case? Didn't they do that in one of the 3DS ones? There's a wrestler involved? It's like in a village festival, and there's a wrestling expedition or exhibition or something like that.
Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium and a bit of a shady character. Hey! Who are you calling shady?
Well, I mean, if the boot fits.
And this little girl is Pearl Fey. I usually just call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin and a spirit medium in training herself. I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help in any way I can, Mr. Nick.
Karain Village.
Karain Village is home of the mysterious Karain channeling technique. And Maya here is daughter of the Karain school channeling master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. The real thing, all right. Earth to Nick, how long are you gonna make the two of us gorgeous women like us wait around?
How old are you two at this point?
Yeah, Mr. Nick, I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibits.
I accidentally realized I've given her Gumshoe's voice, but just, not nearly as masculine.
This is my 3rd year as a young but skilled lawyer. Me, what more can I say?
Deceased, passed away 2 years ago. Maya Fey's 19 at this point. And you're 9. Alright then.
Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out.
Add to the court record? What do you mean? There's no crime yet. Don't take evidence, Nick. What are you doing? Damn him.
Lordly Taylor, city's fanciest and most expensive department store. The treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed.
Are they holding it in the department store? Oh, wow. Yeah. This do be looking quite nice, actually.
Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great.
It all depends on how you display it. Wow, Nick, fuck you.
Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in the Fey Menace storeroom. Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on that when I was a little girl.
On a family heirloom!
Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibit is waiting for us in the basement warehouse.
Alright. I guess we should go and say hello.
Alright, that is going to be it for me today. Save the game. They're fancy for a department store. Yeah. He said it was a fancy department store. Well, that's going to be it for me today. Come back tomorrow. We'll get right into case 2. Probably involving this mask-to-mask fellow. Last time you slipped on a banana peel, got blown away to Turkey, and somehow cleaned the fingerprints off the culprit's weapon, got your prints on there with the tickets you had. It's true. That is an unfortunate reality that happens to Maya a lot. I wonder how she's going to be accused of a crime this time. Love you all. Be good people. See you tomorrow. Don't break any pots. Be like me, the not pot breaker. Eh?